Hey guys, I first off let me apologize. I just got out of the gym, so if I'm looking a little bit sweaty, just deal with it. It's the shine off the dome. It's going to be distracting, but it is what it is. So listen, for those of you that listened to my last video, thank you. For those of you that commented, thank you. The feedback has been fantastic. I can't even begin to tell you how wonderful and unexpected the feedback was. That might have been one of the most difficult things and scary things that I've ever had to do, is to put myself out vulnerable like that, but it's inspired me, and I thank you for that. This week, my goodness, yet another smack in the face. The assignment this week was about lying. And being somebody who's told themselves so many lies over the course of their life and just created this web of just chaos and trying to keep up with what I've told people and what I've told myself so that I can tell myself the same story so those lies can be perpetuated, because I was so afraid to show the actual part of myself, my failures, my successes, any parts of myself. I had to paint a picture for people because I felt so inadequate for so long that I felt, and I told myself the story that if I just told people who I was, spit it out, who I was, it's never going to be good enough. I'm never going to look good enough. I'm never going to have the physical attributes to be able to fit in. I'm never going to have the intellectual prowess to fit in. I'm never going to have the business acumen like my brother does to fit in or to impress anybody. I felt a long time ago that when my football career ended, my life ended, because that was the only thing I was put on this world to do. So as the assignment came up about lies, and the assignment was to write down, to take note of every time we lied, every time I lied, whether typing a lie, whether speaking a lie, and most importantly, which I found this week for myself, when I lied to myself. As I started the week off, this brought a lot of anxiety, because I know the lies that I've been telling for so long. I know them through and through, even to the point that I've told them so often and so thoroughly that I believe them myself. Not necessarily the ones about business or my life. The lies that I've been telling myself. But as I started the week off, I was pretty proud of myself the first couple of days, because I only had 1 or 2 marks in that column, and I wasn't even counting the times I was lying to myself. I had just completely disregarded that at the beginning. I was just simply saying, oh, okay, I'm in business and in family and in friends and all of this different situations. I'm going to write down the times that I lied, and it was 1 or 2 here and there, and I was so proud of myself. I'm like, wait a second, maybe this doesn't fit with me. Maybe this isn't something that's been an issue in my life. Maybe I need to reevaluate the questions that were asked, because this doesn't seem to be something that I'm really dealing with. And then I had a business call. It was some pretty important people, very successful people. And even the strides that I've made in my life couldn't save me from the disaster that call was. And I got off the call and I thought, what the hell just happened? What just happened? I had no power. I could not speak. I couldn't even formulate words. I sounded like an idiot. My business partner that had put together the call for us to be on there called me back after. She said, what? That's not the person who was on the phone, because that wasn't you. And I said, I don't know. I don't know what happened. And so I took some personal time and started replaying it in my head. What the heck happened? And I realized that the lies that I've been telling myself for so many years of my life started to come to a head because I've been trying so hard to be honest. And I got into a situation where I honestly felt inadequate, and I honestly felt overwhelmed and terrified But my ego wouldn't let me just say that, like I have been able to over the past little bit, coming to terms with my truth. And as I couldn't speak my truth, I couldn't speak anything. And then I shut down. So I had to reevaluate at that time where the lies are. And I realized that I've been lying to myself. I've had successes in life. I've had minimal. And as I share those with those people, with friends and family and stuff, they seem to be grand. But as I share them with myself and I go over my life and the successes of the lives of and the things of my life with myself, they're insignificant. And so I lie to myself. I lie to myself about the fact that I am inadequate, and I'm not. I have the power to do these things. I have the power within me to be successful in this. I've put in the work and the time and the effort to do it. But I've told myself for so long that you've got to just be a secondary player. That's not for you to lead the conversation. In reference with my brother, who's been my partner for most of my entrepreneurial life, he's always been the mouthpiece. He's always been the one up front talking and handling the stuff. He's standing in the ring taking the blows, and I've always been the support staff. And stepping into this place in my life, I realized that I've been lying to myself, telling myself, hey, you're a secondary player. You're a support staff. You're the ring guy. You're the cut guy. You're supposed to be making sure that the guy out in the front's doing his job and has the information he needs to go ahead and win the fight. Lie to myself. And as I started to realize that the lies that I've been telling myself have been undermining my strength and my confidence for so many years, I started to realize that the hell that I've created for myself in my life, the people that I've pushed away, the relationships that have mattered so much to me that I've pushed away, have all stemmed from the fact that I cannot stop lying every single day to myself about the reality of the situation. And it just continued to get worse and worse and worse until I've effectively alienated myself from everybody, except for the close few that have stuck by me through this. So I started writing down in my journal how many times I lied to myself. And it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. So I recommitted to pay attention to my self-talk. When I'm feeling hurt, when I'm feeling pain, when I'm feeling anger, when I'm feeling the side of my darkness that I've ran from so many years, it's okay for me to be honest with myself with where I'm at. The assignment was to look at how many times that we lied and then ask myself the question, what am I learning about myself and my darkness and my lying? And I'm realizing that they're intertwined so deeply. I lie to myself because I feel inadequate. I lie to myself because I feel inferior. I lie to myself to try and get through the day because I've told myself for so long that it's not going to get any better. I can't have any control on getting it any better, right? That's a great lie I tell myself. And I lie to myself all the time, telling myself that if I just unleashed the other side of me, the dark side of me, the side of me that does get angry, that does feel dominant, that is the alpha male, the one that wants to control the situation, if I release that to the world, I'm going to effectively alienate myself from every single person that's ever cared, which I've done already, because the lying and keeping myself in bonds, like tied down, has already created that prophecy for myself. I've created being alone. But I feared that for the longest time. And as I've recommitted to myself to be honest with myself, with everyone around me, with who I am and what my story is and how I show up in business and how I show up as an entrepreneur and how I show up as a brother and a friend and a man, the people are going to get the honest side of me. And it's been amazing to me to realize, to watch, to be back on the phone calls with the same business partner, with some of the same guys that I was on the failure call with before, and to watch the change happen in real time, when I can be real and raw with myself and honest with myself, completely free of lying to myself. The confidence is through the roof. And I'm amazed every single time how many people say, I am excited to work with you. These same people that I nearly dropped the ball with because of this, coming back and saying, man, I'm excited to work with you. You're just different. I don't meet a lot of people in your line of work that can speak to me this way, that can be this way. And there is a confidence behind my words now. There is a connection that's happening with clients in the business settings, a trust. The funny thing is, Garrett, my mentor, in one of his podcasts, at the end of the podcast, he's talking about loyalty and the results of being loyal, results and having people want to trust you based on your results. And the results that I'm showing from being honest with myself and being honest with my clients and being honest with my family and being honest in every way, the results are coming back and they're showing that people are wanting to trust me. Why? Because I'm trusting myself. I trust myself, and so they cannot help but trust me, because there's a connection there, and there's an openness and a vulnerability that in the past that I was afraid of, that I'm not afraid of anymore, and it is skyrocketing my confidence. What I'm learning about myself that is I'm way more powerful than I ever believed myself to be. I'm way more capable than I ever allowed myself to be. And I'm way more happy. I'm full of love than I have been in a long time, because I trust myself. I feel free. I can breathe again. My mind works again as a problem solver, as creating value in situations, because I'm honest. It's amazing to me, the progress in this last week that I've seen with just simply being honest with myself and everybody around me, what kind of power can be created. I am amazed and I am grateful, because it has saved my life. And it makes me very excited for the things that I'm in the process of creating based on that honesty. Like a kid on Christmas. Excited to see. Thank you again, Garrett, for the inspiration. Thank you for calling me on my shit. I could never express my gratitude properly. Thank you again.